Hi, I'm Bob Collier with RTP Business Live. Welcome. Today our guest is Helene Bumbalo with American English Right Now. Helene, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Bob. I appreciate it.
I want to find out a little bit more about this. So,
Yes.
American English Right Now, how'd you decide to start this business?
Well, I was in 2004 working for a large bank in Richmond, Virginia, where I'm from.
My old hometown, where
Yes.
I was born and raised.
Good city. Good city.
Absolutely.
While I was there, I was working in HR as a career consultant, and repeatedly I would see non-native workers come into the office and they really needed help in getting a promotion or being able to present themselves better. And they were overlooked frequently. And I thought it was because of the language barrier, both the accent as well as really understanding how American business works and being able to promote themselves in a way that was seen as admirable, and that they could lead a group, and that they could hold their own in a discussion. So I went looking for resources for them and really couldn't find anyone to help them. If they didn't speak English at all, there were plenty of places to learn English.
Right.
But this gap for a professional who speaks English but just not quite good enough, no one seemed to be filling. So I became certified to teach ESL, specialized in business English, and then I moved to Turkey. So I moved to Istanbul, Turkey, where I learned my trade. I learned to teach business English. Actually, I taught aviation English. I spoke with Turkish airline pilots and taught them English, as well as some executives. The intention always was that when I came back to the United States, I would provide I would meet that gap. I would provide that resource.
Okay.
And so in Richmond, there isn't quite the same international population that we have here in the Research Triangle. And I wanted to be close enough home, so 2.5 hours seemed perfect. And my intention was to come here about 1.5 years ago and start American English Right Now.
I think you're in the right place.
I think
this
so.
is an amazingly diverse area.
Yes, it is. It's terrific. Yeah.
And certainly by going to Turkey, sounds like you chose the immersive environment to
I did,
learn your craft.
I did, and I learned what it feels like to be in a place where you really can't be as fluent as you would like, and what that feels like from that side. So my own experience is perhaps unique in that I can have that kind of empathy of what it feels like.
Yeah, that's the right word, empathy.
Yes.
What makes you different from the other English language programs that are out there? I think you mentioned the ESL, but let's talk about something they might get at Wake Tech or through a Berlitz type program.
Sure. One of the big differences is my background. So my master's is in counseling. I've worked in corporate America, in healthcare, and in finance. So I come with a business background. I've been a regional director and so forth. So I have that basis. In addition, this is the focus, is on this gap. If you are going to go to a Berlitz, you're going to learn English from the start up. If you're at Wake Tech, you'll get level 5 or level 6, and they'll say, okay, you're ready. They may be ready by reading and writing even, but it's the production of speech, and it's the production of business speech. Having that as my unique focus makes me different than other ESL teachers that you might find or programs you might find in the area.
Okay, so really targeted for that business community.
Absolutely.
Well, who is a typical student that comes to work with you?
Well, I have a couple of flavors or varieties. Some might be an individual who is here even as a guest worker. So they might be here, as an example, I have a CFO with a Korean company, and he's here for 3 years. As a CFO, he's heads down, he does his numbers, he speaks to South Korea, he speaks in Korean all day long, but he can't really interact with his employees. And there's maybe 5 or 6 other South Koreans, but the rest of the company are Americans. He was embarrassed, he was very uncomfortable, and an incident occurred where he was trying to order pizza for lunch for his employees. He was sort of I'm going to treat my employees to pizza day, and he couldn't say pizza. PB gets confused, and it came up bija, and he kept trying to order bija, and no one understood him. And that was the tipping point for him. He felt humiliated, he felt embarrassed, and he sought out help. So he's one person. Another individual I'm working with now, He's been here from Mexico for about 14 years. The last 7 years he's been working in construction. He works with installing plate glass in new buildings. He's an assistant project manager. He wants to be a project manager. He has to interact with vendors. He's got to interact with prospects. He's got to be able to explain the project. He's got to be able to assure everyone involved in the project that he's on top of things. His language skills are just not quite there, and his accent prevents him from really being understood. And so, again, he feels embarrassment, he's reticent, he's just not comfortable, and he realizes he's not going to get that promotion to that coveted position without doing something conscious and now to get there.
Sounds like you're taking someone from the survive to thrive level.
I hope so. That's right. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Yeah, thrive in their careers.
Yeah, and make the most of their potential.
And their talent.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so much so.
Are you partnering with any organizations in the area that have recognized your unique type of offering?
I am. Right now, I have a sort of co-branded program with the North Carolina Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. So we're working together. Their target audience, obviously, is their Hispanics who need assistance, education, support. And we've got some workshops and a course that I'm working with, offering literally in their location.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm also working with the Poole School of Management over at NC State. And we had a pilot run this current semester. I have 4 Chinese students I'm finishing up with this week who are in their MGEM program. And it's worked out very well that I'm supporting them in understanding their assignments and helping with their presentations, writing their papers if that's what it's needed, and again, just expanding that targeted language. We're now in conversations about bringing me to the entire department, so it'll be the MBA students as well as some of their other specialty programs through the Poole School of Management. And I have an appointment scheduled to be working or to speak with the North Carolina Chinese Business Association. So I'm hoping to expand the cultures and the backgrounds. Right now I'm working with people from South Korea, from Germany, from Kazakhstan, from Brazil, from just all over.
Wonderful.
So China, several from China, yes.
Well, as if you don't have enough on your plate,
Yes.
I understand you have a new course called American Marketplace. What can you tell us about that?
American Marketplace will be a 12-week program. We will start actually in September. It meets twice a week for an hour and a half. There are 12 topics. I've got a great textbook that I use actually when I was in Turkey that I'm using for this experience. And we will be focused on topics such as branding, global marketplace, supply chain management, leadership, loyalty. These are the kinds of issues, but we're going to limit the group to 7 to 10 people. This will have, hopefully, the ability to establish trust, rapport, and a safe place to be challenged in English. They'll have to discuss topics that I've got planned out. They'll have to debate. And then I will be there to say, okay, you know, Jin said that this way. Is there another way we could say that? What about that word? Did everyone understand what he said or what she meant by, you know, when Xunhua said that? How did that sound to you?
So these will be folks from potentially a variety of cultural and language
Yes.
backgrounds in the same group?
Yes.
Oh, that'll
yes,
bring a lot
yes.
to the table.
Yes, the common language is English, but the different cultures will be from all over the world.
Right.
So, American Marketplace.
Very cool, very cool. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today,
We have.
Helene. Are there any areas that we didn't touch on that I should have asked you about before we wrap up today?
No, I think we've pretty much covered the overview of what my company is doing and what my intentions and goal is to serve this community in a unique way. And if anyone has more questions, they can certainly go to my website and take a look there or schedule some time with me. I'm happy to meet with someone to talk about how I might be able to help them with accent reduction, targeted language expansion, or their comfort in the business world of America.
Perfect, perfect. Well, we will have information about Helene's company at the end of this video and how to contact her. Also on the web page that we create, there will be information about how to contact Helene's company. We have certainly been glad to have her today, Helene Bumbalo, with American English Right Now. And in an area like the Triangle, there is great need for that polish, that ability to unlike how I'm doing now, express yourself in a very targeted and professional way in the marketplace. So we certainly appreciate Helene joining us today. Thanks again. Join us real soon on RTP Business Live.